The Citizen for the Law Award is presented to a person who is not employed in the legal area, but has made a significant contribution to the institution of justice and the law on a voluntary basis. These activities have been undertaken to advance the law for purely beneficial reasons with little or no personal award and some personal sacrifice. This year's Citizen of the Law Award is presented to Holocaust survivor and human rights advocate Judith Altmann. Judith was born in Czechoslovakia, which was invaded by the Nazis in 1939. After 5 years of living under occupation in 1944, she was arrested and separated from her father and transported to Auschwitz concentration camp. She was later transported to 2 more labor camps where she worked and was injured and became very ill with typhus before being liberated by the British in 1945. Judith has devoted her life to sharing her harrowing experience as a Holocaust survivor. She has shared her story with thousands of Connecticut school children and encourages them to stand up, seek justice, and speak out against intolerance. She has received numerous awards for her service, including the Anti-Defamation League's Daniel R. Ginsburg Humanitarian Award and an honorary doctorate from Fordham University. In 2018, Judith was integral in enacting legislation that requires the inclusion of Holocaust and genocide education in the social studies curriculum across the state. Thank you for sharing your story, Judith, and for spreading your message of tolerance and justice.
I first met Mrs. Altmann in 2003, and she made an indelible impression on me. I then came to learn that she has done the same to countless, literally countless, of others as well. After the horror she endured in occupied Czechoslovakia and in German concentration camps, Mrs. Altmann certainly could have become bitter, selfish, and walled off from others. However, she did the opposite. Determined to use her energy for better things than hate, she's devoted her life to telling her story to school children, community groups, and other organizations so that the world will not forget what happened to her and to the millions of Holocaust victims. Mrs. Altmann has certainly devoted her life to the protection of justice. She's chosen to repeatedly retell and relive the most horrific memories so that others, particularly students, will learn to stand up for what is right and stop injustice and cruelty when they see it. I can't imagine a larger sacrifice than suffering what she did as a childhood Holocaust survivor, and then willingly sharing her story over and over again to try to prevent a similar fate for anyone else. I am so grateful that I met Mrs. Altmann. I thank her for her incredible strength and dedication, and I thank the Connecticut Bar Association for recognizing her as a citizen of the law.
This year's Citizen for the Law recipient is Holocaust survivor Dr. Judy Altmann. Judy was arrested by Nazis in 1944 along with her entire family, whom she lost in concentration camps. As a survivor of one of the world's worst instances of genocide, Judy has devoted her life to telling her story to younger generations. One of the things she tells them is that not carrying a well of hate helps to save her. She explains, hate destroys you, not them, and she encourages students to use their energy for better things. Her 2 primary messages are, learn all you can because no one can take that away from you. And if you see any injustice in the world, stand up. Don't just say, it doesn't concern me. Judy tells students that if more people had done that, more Jews would be alive today. Every year, she shares her story and this message with thousands of students. At the age of 95, Judy typically attends at least 3 speaking engagements each week to tell her story. To date, she has reached over 80,000 students, mostly in Connecticut. Among numerous honors, Judy was recently awarded an honorary doctorate degree from Fordham University for her work. She is a member and leader of several Holocaust and human rights organizations, and earlier this year, she was featured in a History Channel special commemorating the 75th anniversary of the liberation of Nazi camps and the end of World War II. It's a pleasure to have her here and an honor to present her with the Connecticut Bar Association Citizen for the Law Award. Please welcome Dr. Judy Altmann.